yeah, we're so excited. But yeah, thank you, and welcome to House Rolls, where we play a very, very homified and homebrewed version of D&D 5e. Homified, I like it.
Homified?
Anyways, some of us have done a little costuming, as you can tell. We're having a little fun today, so.
I'm like homofied.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Homified.
Yeah.
Homified?
I don't get
We got
it.
the goth
what
kid
that
and
means.
the theater teacher over here. Got it.
He's gay.
What? I don't get it.
Anyways, moving on.
Oh, is it not your word for gay?
Love you all. Moving on. Again, thank you for being here and our shenanigans. Last we left you guys, at least last week, you had gone to the prison, or at least continued the prison break that you had already started. You had gotten everybody out. You had gotten into the safe house, retrieved your things that were taken from you before you were imprisoned, and gained some rather magical items that you have yet to truly understand. But they do reside in a bag of holding that was lent to you by the Veil, which also has just recently had Tan's body spilled out of it. As you guys continue, the 4 individuals that you rescued from the prison just kind of stand there and like are looking over the body. As you all, I think, are getting drinks, if I recall correctly.
I believe we're just drinking from the brandy flask currently that I have.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So you just
We
pull
also
out a
have
brandy.
wine. Yes, we
Sure.
have we have quite the assortment of liquor at this point within the bag of holding, considering we raided an entire bar while trying to escape the bounty hunter. So,
There you go.
Zunreth will just drink from his wine bottle that he has still not finished, for he is one man.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, and Lincoln was basically sharing the brandy with Lucian, and then he was planning on looking for someone associated with Tan to give him a proper burial, or have his remains appropriately handled.
Yeah, you recall, was it you who talked to, no, it was Zunrith. Zunrith encountered kind of an old codger of an individual, a priest of sorts down here. You can see that they have kind of this black shaggy hair. They're well kept, just a little kind of rustic looking almost. Human, half elf maybe. Their hair is just long enough that it covers their ears and you can't quite tell. With lots of gray kind of streaked through it. What is it you have need of?
Well, I believe that it would be appropriate for me to speak to someone in the dojo, as that is where Tan trained, but perhaps you know, how do they handle the remains of the fallen within the dojo, since we're right below it?
I have little experience. Typically they're more tied to a person's place of origin. My understanding of different soul, mind-body exercises and ways of life have different approaches depending on the space. Do you happen to know where this individual is from, who you wish to respect?
No.
Well, give me a moment. I might have a way of establishing some kind of point of origin.
You could establish a point of origin by asking the person who lives down here, or who did live down here, I guess. Is there a reason why everybody's gone?
Well, there was an all hands on deck.
Right. You said that earlier, but can you explain this more, or are you going to just keep us in the dark?
Well, last I heard is that there was a disaster erupting around the prison, and it needed some damage control, according to Mistress Vale.
Do I believe this guy?
You can roll an insight check. Feel free to.
I don't know if I believe this guy. They know that we went to the prison.
Now, have you pulled this guy to a side, or are you just like talking?
Oh no, I
directly with
am
us?
out in the open. Yeah.
Does this all hands on deck have something to do with the prison, perchance?
That's what I just said. But
Uh,
yes, it does. There have been a number of scared individuals. News travels fast in the city. There seem to have been riots. There are a couple rumors circulating above. I know little about, but enough to know that there are screams and yells and various things.
I got a 14 on my insight.
You get the feeling that he seems to be telling the truth. There's nothing really like, there's no like warning sign or anything like that. If you're looking for something like that.
Okay. Apologies for him. He's half elven, so he doesn't have this same listening capacity that most do. Anyway.
You do realize I am half elf.
No, but it explains your looks, so not surprised.
And your heritage explains yours.
What can I say? I was born lucky.
And your attitude. And slowly turns away.
Lincoln, since Tan's body is out of the bag, he's going to take a look at the body. Not try to take any money. Oh my gosh, why can't I talk? Not trying to take any money or anything, but basically look for anything identifiable, any markings, if he has a wallet with maybe a place where he was born.
There are a couple of items. I'm not gonna make you roll for this.
Okay.
A couple of items that are maybe indicative of a place of origin. Particularly, you notice, I believe it's a locket, isn't it, Luke?
Yes, he has an amulet.
Okay. An amulet that has a few words inscribed on. Do you want to go ahead and describe this amulet real quick?
Yes, it is a amulet with a very fiery center set stone in the middle of it. And if I recall, just make sure I get my words correct, it has an engraving on it that says there's no shame in not knowing yourself. Do not be ashamed in finding it. You would also probably recognize on his person that he also has tattoos, one with like 3 waves wrapped around themselves in like a circle, and then also tattoos in the shape of diamonds on his palms.
Since they're all waiting, are there any books in this waiting area or any kind of archive where maybe you can try to find out where these tattoos would maybe originate from?
Why don't you just real quick give me a history check?
Sure. $17.
17. Okay. As you begin to kind of recall things you've read about, these symbols, and particularly the amulet, remind you of a couple of places. One of the nearest locations that you can think of is to the south, just off the coast. There's kind of an island that supposedly has a monastery, but contact between Valanost and that space has been all but nothing for at least 100 years. But you do recall this reading in your reading, so.
Okay. So, well, looking at this amulet and his tattoos, the best I can come up with is this island where there's been no connection or interaction between Belanost and there in 100 years, so I don't know if if it would be worth taking him there, or Does Lincoln recall any type of religious burial rites that they would have for that area?
You would know. You know they are Clan Marquise. You know the name. And that's something I should have given you. But
Okay.
as far as any sort of burial rites, I don't think based off of a 17 you would immediately know them.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah, I might just have to search the archives and see if maybe there's something I can find later.
you do recall the museum, which previously you had to be let into. But if you would like to send your character there, we can have them probably talk to one of the other individuals. You have Rhaegar and this priest individual, so that are here.
Yep. Yeah. Well, while we're waiting, do you mind if I go to the museum to look up some records?
Well, it's a serious ask, but given the circumstances, and he kind of looks at Tan's body, I think we can tell Mistress Vale about the break-in protocol, and we'll work it out. So
Thank you.
he begins to lead you over to the museum. As that is happening, what are the rest of you doing? You got your drinks at your side, particularly Zunrith and Lucian. I assume Lucian. Did you offer any to August?
Yeah,
Okay.
we.
Okay.
Drinks all around. I love weddings. Drinks all around.
Who's getting married?
No one.
Just a little joke from way back when.
All of you do begin to feel the ending of the ritual that provided you this contact through this brain space that you all shared for a period of time. It begins to sever, and it begins to cause pain to some degree.
Well, good thing that think I'm drinking.
The pain begins
Does the
to kind of
alcohol help at all?
I mean, like, I'm not sure you would be able to tell the difference because none of you are not drinking.
That's true.
But you all begin to feel this like swelling in your throat that almost feels like you're losing the ability to breathe.
Yeah, I mean, Lincoln's starting to gasp too in front of the necromancer as they're walking.
This is fun.
The priest looks back at you, Lincoln. Have you gone to Rhaegar for removal of the I don't know much about it. The necrocommunication, I think is what he calls it.
No, he didn't tell us to go back to him.
He is a little absent-minded.
Well, where is he?
I think he's up in his workshop.
Excuse me. He hurries back to the group and says, We need to go to Rhaegar right now to have this ritual ended.
Oh, this thing where we can't breathe.
Is that what this is?
I was getting
Yes.
used to it.
Well, you can stay here.
Lovely.
And yeah, Lincoln's gonna rush over to Rhaegar's workshop.
Okay. As you make your way over, August, you hear Ophelia's voice saying, I guess I go back now.
I didn't know you were here.
It's kind of a half here. Our bond makes it easier to directly communicate.
I'll fix everything.
Just promise me this won't be the last time I hear from you.
Can't make that promise.
And yet you want to promise that you'll make everything right? I guess I don't know which is
can make
harder.
that promise.
Thank you. I'm sorry this much. I'm sure it's a lot to take in.
Was any of that out loud, by the way? Was August like, is this all just in the brain, or?
What do you think, August? Do you think this has been spoken out loud? Was that a yeah? Sorry.
Oh.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Very silent. Got it. As Ophelia's presence it becomes painful. The connection kind of beginning to sear, almost like something internal, something related to your soul. Lincoln, as you make your way to Rhaegar, he seems to be working on smashing more of these like whispering ghost stones.
You didn't tell us that we need to come here to have our bond broken.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I didn't know if you would survive. But, I mean, also, you don't tell someone to clean the dishes after you've eaten.
That is a terrible comparison. Please break this bond.
Fair enough, fair enough. And he grabs a bowl, begins to pour a few things in it, and says, "Where are the rest of you?"
There. I told them that this has to be broken. They should be.
Oh yeah, I thought we were all. I thought.
Oh, did
we
you
were
all go?
following.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys
Okay.
said you stayed there. Okay, got it.
No,
okay.
no.
Okay.
He begins to go and grab a few vials, pouring them in, and you see this effervescent smoke begin to spill off the sides. It begins to reach out. He puts his hand in the bowl and pulls out kind of this like viscous, slimy, almost this gravity-defying liquid, and begins to like go over to Lincoln, and he marks certain parts of your body, starting with the forehead, then parts of the forearm, and making his way through each of you, making these marks. As soon as this material touches your skin, the soothingness of it begins to comfort you. The tearing begins to stop, and you become aware, almost like white noise, that these whispers that have just kind of continuously resided begin to disappear, and you begin to hear the world around you as normal, which maybe is a little weird now.
Thank you.
Yes, anything else?
Maybe next time you let us know if we're potentially going to die from choking to death. Put it in the waiver.
Joking.
This is what was happening just then. Couldn't breathe, hardly.
That's abnormal. And he begins to go grab a book, pulls it open, and begins taking notes, and begins asking you all, what exactly did the sensation feel like?
Well, you saw us gasping for air and having a hard time speaking.
Interesting.
Have you not conducted this before?
It is a variation on an established method.
Why is it a variation?
Most of the time you do it with just 1 or 2 people. Other than yourself. Group was different.
All right.
Now,
So, sorry, go ahead.
the group was different. Did that still involve the asking a soul for help and using their power? Or was that something new?
That was interesting. It's been done before, not by many people.
Next question then. Did we harm the soul in any way?
Oh, gods, no. I don't deal with that stuff. Not my thing.
Anyway. Fine. Vega, whatever. What were you saying?
So, was what we were feeling because we didn't break the ritual, or
There's several theories. Do any of you have particularly close emotional bonds with these individuals?
No.
Not really.
I can't
no.
speak for them, but I can speak for myself.
Emotionally, not really.
well, you mean with each other, or with the souls we used
Bonded
to?
to
With,
Yes.
with the individuals you requested the shared energy of.
Well, I suppose I lean quite a bit on my source. Yes.
Interesting. I would love to interview you all later if you're open to information gathering for the sake of knowledge. Always important.
For the sake of knowledge.
Yes, understanding the practice, growing, doing more, better than before.
Right. As fascinating as that sounds, to improve upon knowledge I will never use, I will politely decline.
I have many other things that I have that take priority over discussing this type of knowledge and improving this ritual, which I was hoping you already had established on your own.
Progress cannot be taken without risks. We take steps to minimize the risks.
Oh. Speaking of risks, I do have a question. I'm a lot older than I was now.
Hadn't noticed.
Great. So a ghost appeared before us, and apparently I've aged. At least I've been told, and I've noticed quite a bit, actually. Do you have any way of reversing said effect? I'd like to live more than 20 more years.
Well, I have a very busy practice, but I'm sure I can find some time. I would need to be compensated. I do run a business, but could be worked out.
Right. What if I allowed you to interview me for the sake of knowledge?
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, let me just find where I put my thing.
What's the matter, Mike? Don't want to die in just like 40 years rather than
Yeah.
the 80 that you had before you?
It's a 10.
10?
Yeah, that's a bad roll.
Interview and 50 gold.
50 gold? I just broke out of prison.
Yes.
You must-
And I know that you have touched some of the valuables. At least if you were of any intelligence, you would have.
Touch some of the valuable?
Yes. Did you not raid the storeroom?
Yes, we did do that.
Would you cut the 50 gold if I let you interview me and the subject that I leaned on?
This is his deal. Let him figure it out.
All right.
Well, I don't have 50 gold on me, but I do have this amulet.
Tell you what do you have right now, monetarily?
I have 7 gold.
Down
And
payment
this-
of 5, pay me 50 later.
As in an IOU.
I'm doing an insight check.
Make an
This seems like a fucking shady ass deal.
Yeah, make an insight check.
$18.
18. You feel confident that he is certain you will come into 50 gold in the near future.
And that we will pay him.
50 gold later, as in you assume I'm coming back here?
Well, the 5 gold is so that I can start on procuring potion. Then you come back with the payment, I give you the potion, you drink the potion, voila.
Sure.
Excellent. Where's your 5 gold?
Here's the gold.
Thank you.
It would be such a shame. You actually looked bearable at that age.
Bearable. Are you into old folk? I didn't realize.
No, you just looked so ugly when you were younger.
Well, there's an opinion of everyone. Not that all of them matter.
Rhaegar kind of looks over. People say I've aged meticulously, beautifully.
Yes, like a fine glass of milk.
I like that saying. Anything else?
Offhand, do you happen to know of any burial rites or rituals that are conducted by this basically by this region? It's this island south of Valenost where one of our companions was from. He didn't make it.
Oh. I'm sorry for your loss.
Yes, and to be quite frank, I understand you deal with the dead, but I don't want to have him handled by you, all due respect. I would like to make sure that he gets a ceremony suitable for where he is from.
Well, there's limited with what I do with Vale employees. Mistress typically provides some service. But I heard you talking about some kind of traveling. A travel passage, something that you all were working towards?
Well, yes, we are planning on traveling.
We're just trying to get it out of here as quickly as possible, preferably.
I see.
I don't believe that it is suitable for him to be a rotting heap while we try to figure out how to handle his body.
It's understandable. Well, when that passage comes through, I'm sure you could use it to take him back home.
When does that passage come through?
You would have to ask the mistress when she returns.
Do you happen to know when the mistress will return?
Oh, if I had to say, few hours.
Lincoln will just kind of look over the group. Would you say that it is... Would you mind if we kept Tan's body in the bag of holding to help preserve it? And then we will find out when we can travel southward.
I'm not sure it'll preserve it, but we have no issue with it. It's an extra-dimensional space. Doesn't really accumulate stink.
Unless if there's some way to preserve it.
I thought you said you didn't want me to handle the body.
I'm trying not to have you handle the body.
I think he thinks you're gross.
Oh,
Join the party.
my apologies. I just know that when someone is into the necromantic arts, there's typically an extra motivation that they have, and I don't know you well enough to trust you implicitly.
Right. And I always assume that tieflings have an agenda. Do you see the problem here?
No, I really don't. I think this all makes quite perfect sense.
That is fine. You can assume what you want of me. But as of right now, no one else wants to do anything with this body, and so I'm doing what I can to give the proper burial rites without having someone of a particular profession which can do more than we typically want them to. For example,
I get it. You don't want my help, so go find somebody who will do what you want. I have work to do.
Great, thank you.
Returns to his work at the side.
Is there a particular reason that you are trying to get him buried so badly? I mean, you barely met him, I'd imagine. I mean, all of you have barely known each other. Well, except for you two, but...
While we were down there, our lives were dependent upon each other, and
now you're out!
In part because of his sacrifice.
I look at Lucian.
I'll look back. I think we're kind of the same opinion at the moment, so I'm just like, You know, Zunrith, despite the disagreement going on, I have found that you do seem to have moments of wisdom about you.
I will choose to omit the sarcasm and accept that as a compliment.
I never said it was sarcasm. Just, perhaps you confused my accent.
A little snark.
Plus, if I can interject here, Didn't you also just mention that there was this horrifying ghost that was inside the prison? I don't want to disrespect the dead any further and have this one potentially haunt us. If you just want to look at it from a practical point of view.
I mean, if that is what you are concerned about, then
Yes, I mean,
by all means.
it's a fair point.
It's not necessarily what I'm concerned about, but it's something that you might want to be concerned about.
But in the meantime, if we're not employing the help of the necromancer, there's nothing really can really do about this body at the moment. So we'll just stick him in the bag and worry about it later then.
Unless if you happen to know the proper rituals.
If not, we can always send him off in the most respectful ways according to our own customs, if we are unable to find so.
I'd like to think you would understand if that were the case. I would like to make a genuine attempt.
And if whatever god he worships doesn't understand, then that god is not God.
I still think the best course of action is to just put him in a fire and, he's a fire genasi. Just become part of the fire, right? And then case closed.
Ashes to ashes, I suppose.
If you would like to try to prepare a pyre, I will just double check in the museum. I was on my way over there when I started gagging, so I didn't quite get a chance to fully complete that investigation.
So Lincoln, as you head back to the museum, led into by the priest, you find a number of books. Luke, do you have any funeral rites that you imagine that Clan Marquise would have?
They probably would have buried their dead at sea, most likely, or on shoreline, or they would have buried them on the shore, is probably what he would find.
Okay, so basically something associated with the sea.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But a pyre at the shoreline would be an appropriate means of doing so.
Would it be, let me ask this to you, Luke. As a player, do you imagine that taking the ashes and scattering them into the sea would be something akin to a practice? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he will return to the group after possibly doing this investigation. Don't know if there was anything the group wanted to do while Lincoln was investigating. I don't want to keep taking up time or hogging the spotlight.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull August aside. August, will you speak with me a moment?
Yeah.
I know we haven't really cleared the air from earlier, but I felt that you might need to know what I was keeping from you. This is what I was retrieving from the prison. And I hand her over a box. A small box. With blue felt on the outside. Looks kind of like a ring box.
I'll open the box.
And you'll see 2 earrings of crescent moons atop a star fleeced with gold and diamond dust. And you'll recognize the earrings as Eglantine's.
I give the box back.
These are important to have for me.
Told me to begin with.
Would you tell your... If you were me, would you tell your sister things that... I don't know, you feel shame or things feel you could have done something different? Like perhaps you could have stopped it 2 years ago? I can't even... I'm not through grieving what happened. And it's all his fault, and I know you understand, but it's not something I could just share with you right away. You disappeared so long ago. I don't understand. I just don't know where to start. So.
Everyone give me a perception check.
Oh, are we all nearby?
Yeah, I think, well, Lucian said you pulled August aside.
Yeah.
So I assume out of earshot, but this is a perception check for everyone.
Okay.
So everyone is rolling
Like
this,
wherever we're standing.
Yes.
13.
10. Dang it. Another 10.
Zunrith?
21.
Zunrith. DC 20. In the far distance, you hear the echo of an earth-shattering growl. It's very far off, and you can almost hear wind whistling alongside of it. Very far off, but it is something you notice. As you all are conversing, you look towards kind of the entrance of the tunnels, and Mistress Vale seems to be accompanied by many of the Vale's members, and she looks furious. And she makes her way, just stalking towards the lot of you, and
I
looks
think
over
we messed up.
Heads up,
you.
we have company.
You were supposed to be quiet, non-disruptive, discreet. What happened?
A desk
What?
tried to eat me?
You gave us a mission with very little detail. Assuming that
Call that
you
a
could just
prison riot
figure
was our
out,
second choice.
I think we
failed
can
to mention the fact that there's a dangerous spirit locked away in the room where they tortured us.
And you released it.
Oh, well, we didn't release it. It released itself.
Make
Yes!
a check.
That
You can make it with
A
advantage. Yeah, just
Hey,
deception, persuasion,
wait,
whatever
please.
you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really
We
good.
didn't do
Natural
anything.
19. Thank God it's my first roll, because that was a nat 1, but with advantage, it's not that. 19. What is this? Persuasion?
Yeah,
Yeah, since you're telling the truth.
23.
23. She looks at all of you and says, "Shit."
Well, you have what you want, and I'm just going to point to the group of like people just sitting in prisoner rags, I guess.
She looks over to them. And I assume you planted the documentation.
Yeah, we did. I don't know how well it's going to help you, considering that the prison is more than likely evacuated now.
I need a drink. She looks at like the alcohol in your hand and just holds out a hand.
Sorry, I don't have any glasses.
She walks over to the bar that's like the kind of wagon bar and just pulls.
I will give her my bottle of wine.
This is my brandy.
All right.
Mistress.
Thank you, Zunrith. She takes like a giant swig out of it straight from the bottle and hands it back to you. We did not gain all of the advantages I had tried to align, but you did accomplish the goals. I can only pay you half of what I had allotted for you. But
Oh, I said.
the advantage of planting things and being, well, non-destructive was going to provide a significant amount of leverage politically. That is now gone. However, payment is payment, and such a sum I scarcely
feel like that's not our problem. You asked us to do a thing. We agreed for payment. And considering what I wanted out of my bargain, I don't think that you can necessarily halvesies that.
I'm not talking about the individual deals. I'm talking about a monetary reward.
Oh.
Oh, well, in that case, I don't.
Apparently, we won a bonus.
250 gold.
Oh.
Yours to split.
Oh. All right.
And she kind of snaps her fingers and somebody brings over a coffer.
Looks like you won't be an old man for much longer.
Yes. Seems that way.
You can go back to your...
That's 62 and 5 silver apiece, by the way.
Right.
Sick. Quick maths.
B.
She looks at all of you. Now, I would say that I need an update, and I will get one. But first I have an individual that might interest particularly you two. And she looks at August and Lucian. And she looks to some of the other individuals, and on kind of a miniature horse, there is an individual riding atop of it. You can see August Solanine out of the corner in her eyes. Her eyes just kind of light up a little bit. Luke, would you like to describe your character?
He's done.
No! Okay.
He's not. Look, it's only background.
All right.
Luke got
There he
lost in the city.
Muted.
Yeah, he's been keeping himself in this entire time.
He was shopping in that store over to his right.
IRL invisibility cloak, guys.
Yeah.
You guys would finally see a gnomish man sitting on top of this horse. He'd probably be wearing a big leather overcoat bundled up for the warmth and some black pants. He would have on like a yellow woolen shirt underneath with a vest over it, and he would be extremely unbalanced on top of a horse, as he is not used to having to ride horses, especially bareback. And he would be Okay, can I finally get off this thing? I despise riding on the horses. Can I get off, please?
As you're saying that, Solanine comes over, her kind of red matted curls, like she goes over to the horse and just like begins to like talk to it. How are you? Good.
Don't fall!
August, do you know this person? Can't hear you.
Someone I. Oh, sorry. That was
Yeah,
just
I can hear you now.
someone
Yeah,
from
we're good.
my school.
Oh.
Not the horse, the girl.
Sure.
Who's
I
a
meant
good
the,
horse?
I meant the gnome, but
Oh, you can just here. I'll help you down. And she seems very eager to help you down. What is the what is the name? But by the way, what is your name?
I guess just address me simply as Dermal.
Dermal.
Yes.
Wonderful. And
He'll kick his leg over and he'll kind of just hop down, and he'll just kind of scrounge around and make sure he's got all this stuff. He'll pat his chest, make sure, because you'll see as his coat is open, he's just got vials all over his chest like a bandolier, and he's got just flasks that are just on his hips and two on the back as well. And he's just got a large backpack on as well. It's just like, I think I've got everything. Thank you very much. Been a very unpleasant trip getting here. But thank you nonetheless.
all of you, I introduce Dermal. And she kind of looks at you oddly and looks to the party. An individual from, well, your neck of the woods.
Grindavir. It's a long ways from
you were in Grandavir.
specifically a little town called Talgrit, but near like Ugnaught, but it's
You were near Ugnaught. You were in the land
Like
of
a day.
Ugnaught.
like a day's ride.
And you're alive.
Yeah, I want to insight check this
Yes.
man's tiny man. That's only a 12 though.
What village did you say you were from?
Talgrit.
I'm gonna make a history check, see if I've ever. What is your surname?
I really don't want to give away my identity. If you have to know, I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. It can't be that embarrassing unless it's Tologist.
Tolo what? No,
Never
it's
mind.
Balful.
Balful?
Balful.
Balful. I need to. I want to see if the name rings a bell from all of the censuses I did on a weekly basis.
Oh
for the
yeah.
entire region.
You don't even need a check. You don't even need a check for this. This was something that you were very expert in. This one is, you recall actually, Castle Ugnaut's kind of doctor, their healer, had a student by, a certain name. Actually, I take it back. Hold on. I do want you to make a check, actually.
Hey Cal, I'll send you a message real quick.
Yeah.
Just
Give
that
me,
way.
give me,
you get
give
it
me a, give me a history check.
Cool.
We'll just rewind the almost lore drop.
11. 11.
11. Why don't you give me a deception check, Luke?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We'll determine if you were able to use the name of somebody real or not.
I got a 4, and I know my charisma is not that high.
Nope, this name doesn't exist in Ugnaught.
Cal, I did send you a message though,
I will look.
if you didn't get it.
I don't remember anyone of that name from that village. And I don't think you're being entirely honest with me.
I'm sorry, but who are you to be able to say that? I mean, do I recognize him? Do I recognize Lucian at all?
I mean, why don't you give me a perception check, an investigation check? I mean, you're pretty familiar with,
Yeah,
effectively
fair
the
enough.
royal children.
Yeah, I guess that would be a history check, wouldn't it?
Might get thrown off by his old age, though.
Low DC. Yeah.
History. An 11. No. That's better. I have it upside down. That is a 9 plus 6, so that's a 15.
Okay. There is a you do recognize him. It takes a little bit of time. Seems like maybe stress has really taken it out of him lately. But
You see him kind of walk up to you a little bit. He's just kind of looking at you, trying to study you. He's just like, you wouldn't happen to be Lucian Bathory, would you?
Von Bathory, yes.
Okay. Yes, I know who you are.
Crosses arms menacingly.
Listen, fine, yes. The name is real, though. You're really shit at your job. That was the name of my best friend in frickin' Tallgret. But no, it's not my real name.
Yes, it's not of a gnome.
My name is Jorhem. Jorhem. Jorhem Bronzabel.
Bronzabel.
Bronzabel. Space.
Bronzabel. Alright, do I need to roll a history check for that one?
that one, no. Now I'll lore drop. You recall this name, actually relatively spoken of by one of the medical and practitioners and healers of Castle Ugnaught. You recall that there was an apprentice by this name.
Ah, you're a healer then. I know you.
Yeah, it's been a hectic. Oh, is that not
Actually,
what I said?
were you one of the ones who tended to my wounds after the Hall of Mortality a few times?
Would that have been in Ugnaught itself?
The castle, yes.
No, that would have been Dr. Braxton for sure.
I don't know if
I've never been allowed inside the castle.
Why not?
August, I don't know if you know about the Hallway of Mortality or not.
No.
Do you have I mentioned that to you before? Okay.
While they're talking, Xenra's just gonna lean into Mistress Vale and just, you know, for trying to be so secretive, you really have to stop bringing people who revealed their actual identity within a 5-second to 10-second
We
conversation.
provide a certain kind of space, and we have limited help.
I'm just saying.
I am working with what I have. What have you done?
So far, I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I wrong?
Yes, after about 30 years.
Oh, I'm so sorry that I didn't get your message earlier. I was too busy getting stabbed over and over again on the torture table.
Right.
It's
I'm
very
not gonna say
interesting.
anything.
Very interesting for you to be here. Your first name again? What was it?
Yorick.
Yorick. Very interesting to meet you, Yorick. And I'm very glad that you could leave Ugnaught.
Uh, yeah, didn't get to leave on the best terms. I was ushered out.
Well, trust me.
I'm gonna make a history check to see if I recognize anyone, if I recognize August at all.
She's got a completely different appearance, I think.
Yeah,
Does
this is
she?
a higher DC. Go ahead and give me an
Okay.
investigation check.
That is a 21. Investigation.
Ooh, yeah.
19 for investigation. 19 for investigation.
Lindsay, why don't you give me a? I mean, I assume I assume with the name switch you would have. I assume you would have like taken some efforts to not appear as Augustine. In some ways.
I mean, I guess I don't immediately appear as August.
Yeah, give
I
me.
mean, my hair color is different. And I mean, if you were a noble, you might recognize me. But if you weren't a noble, I didn't get out of the house much.
That's true. Yeah, why don't you give me a deception check at advantage against
Me?
Yeah. Just kind of
Against-
for establishing a relationship with the histories.
Okay. Not necessarily trying to deceive anybody. I
Nice.
do look different.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good roll.
Damn, nice.
I can't even see it.
What is it?
27 on
Wow.
both.
Yeah, I got
Wow.
19 on both.
Whoa.
Natural 19 on both.
I mean, I had a 19. I thought, oh, there's. Oof, no.
There's hope. No. Yeah. No, absolutely. So you do not recognize August.
Okay. I was.
Kind of in a protected situation, like you would a noble girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
keep your daughter away from prying eyes, kind of things.
Yeah. No, I kind of got rushed out of Ugnaught thanks to the veil. I kind of got smuggled out.
Well, that seems to be the most effective way to get out of there, from my experience anyway. And I believe you should be grateful to be out of there, and if you're not grateful to be away from Ugnaught, especially being yourself as I look up and down your body, you're kind of foolish.
Foolish. Sorry to butt
Are you
in.
happy?
Different continent. What are we talking about here? Is this some creepy keep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I must protest. I disregard foolish. Foolish is something I most certainly am not. I am
No.
competent
I
beyond
think
all
you
reason.
misunderstand. I said if you are not satisfied or happy to be rushed off away from Ugnaught, you are foolish.
I had a successful practice. I was the protege to Dr. Braxton, the Lord of the Land.
Notice
I
how he
had
said
everything
used
going
to
for
be.
Up until
Yes.
3 weeks ago.
If you don't
Ooh.
mind me asking, so what is it that that Yorick is doing here with us?
Well,
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
What is? Why have been brought to us?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I thought you might have similar goals. I think this individual might actually provide some, perhaps, more recent knowledge than you two currently possess.
Well,
We all have a
Mr.
common enemy.
I'm gonna
Me?
look over at her slowly.
I'm looking at her too. I'm looking at her too. Like, what?
I'm also looking at her, very confused.
All of you roll insight checks.
Yes. Yeah.
We all
Whoa.
have
no
an
idea what
anime.
this means
What?
for me.
Full party. Roll insight checks.
Natural 20.
Nice. 14.
That one.
Good. That's good. Hold on. I forgot I had actual dice on my last roll. Not that it did me bad, but
The most insightful person is fucking dumb as shit right now. I hate it.
20.
20.
All right. So, real quick, I heard a 20 from August. I heard a natural 20 from Lincoln.
Yep, 21 total.
Okay. Luke, Yorick.
14.
6 and 14, and Zunrith?
1.
One.
Not one.
Not one. Oof.
So total of 6.
Wow. Okay, so Lincoln and August. She's not being entirely dishonest. It appears that she does in fact believe you all have a common enemy. I would say you both probably would catch on to maybe enemies would be a little bit more appropriate.
So there's not a single name. It's more like whoever we consider enemies is kind of a collective amongst each other.
Mm-hmm. She believes she has enough information about each of you to say that you share an enemy with her. I would say that's what you two are able to ascertain.
Regardless.
Would you care to give us that name of this mutual enemy? I'm very curious.
Well, there are several on my list. Would you like me to recount them?
Well,
I just pull out a notepad. I
mean, I have my reasons for staying here, but perhaps you'd like to share with everyone else these driving forces that seem to unite us, you and the rest of us.
Let's move this to an actual meeting space, shall we? I'll set up some tea. You can grab drinks. We can meet. I can fill you in on information, while also getting a proper update on what the hell happened. I want to know everything.
That seems fair.
Fine.
Is there enough alcohol on you, Lucian, for me to share with you?
Well, I do have a few more bottles of wine that we have dashed commutatively.
Yes, I don't have any on me, so if you don't mind me sharing with you, I would appreciate that.
And I think the brandy's almost about spent as well. We'll have to get a refill.
That is fair.
I guess if you don't mind, Master Lucian, I'll be, I guess, following you about for a while.
Yes, I have many questions for you. And I appreciate your willingness to share. How is the good Baron?
I have no idea. No one hardly sees him. You know he doesn't like to go outside the walls unless he's parading around.
And what of his mistress?
I care very little, honestly.
You're helpful.
I'm sorry, I've had a traveling practice. I get back, and now I'm being told to get the hell out of town. I'm sorry.
What practice?
I'm a doctor.
Why do you
Wait.
call it practice?
You're a doctor. That makes sense. No. Traveling doctor makes sense. Doctor, not so. Doctor doesn't matter. Traveling doctor makes much more sense to me. Why you're alive, that is.
Yeah. Is there a reason I shouldn't be alive?
Look at
I'm gonna try to-
August. I'm like, he doesn't know.
Oh,
Oh, you don't know.
There's something
Let me see your hand, first of all. Stick out your hand.
I show him both my hands.
Is his hand shaking at all?
No. No.
Fine. Good! You've passed the first test.
What
Is
am I
it-
being tested for? This is
Zunreth,
the procedure I've ever been trained on.
Zunreth pulls up like a foldable chair and just like sits and drinks this wine.
No, we keep a couple of those in the bag of holding.
he's got like one of those Coleman chairs with like the like cup holder in it.
Pulls out a
Is he-
portable
He's
stove.
sitting in it backwards.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, he's sitting in it like with his feet like he's crouched, but he's in the chair, so he's not like he could just be crouching on the ground, but he's just crouching in the chair for some reason.
I'm just
So like a
imagining-
lesbian.
Yes, very much so.
I'm just imagining the "this gun be good" meme.
Yeah, he's also drinking wine, so it really all fits together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This-
Red wine at that.
What the hell am I being tested for?
I'm trying to make sure you're not an unsavory character.
I wouldn't worry about it personally.
I don't feel like checking someone's hands determines whether or not the value of their character. I find these hard to believe that this is somehow correlated.
You'd be surprised what people can do with their hands.
I'll shoot him a glance. You're sounding like me.
Think either of you know anything about what you can do with your hands?
Don't make me sick.
All right, fine. What can you tell me about Brutus, Alexander, or Esmeralda?
Let me
Any of those?
let me find my notes.
He actually has a few notes.
Lore check.
I gotta scroll here.
How did you
As
not
far as
study
I'm
under
aware,
this?
Brutus, as far as I'm aware, he's still in the castle. As far as I'm aware, nothing new. Only see the kids every so often as they come out. I think he was presented here not too long ago, like publicly out to everyone.
Makes sense. He'd be about 10 years old now.
Alexander, I haven't heard or seen him really. I'm not allowed in the castle, so I haven't seen anything of him. Who was the other one? Esmeralda? Is that what you
Yes.
said?
She's the youngest of the three.
No, I haven't even seen her. As
You're
far
not
as
like
I'm aware, they're all still at the castle under the Baron.
not like a lady doctor, are you?
No.
I don't think he could reach the pots.
I take care of all sorts of maladies.
Certainly not on
I
the mistress.
have no specialty yet.
I thought he would be at eye level, so it would be a good position for that role.
His hands aren't big enough.
Will you
Everything
quit
good.
making fun of my practice? I take my work extremely seriously. And I don't need you trying to belittle the work that we do.
Belittle?
We're just belittling the mistress's obstetrician, not you.
If you weren't who you are, I would slap you.
Well, I think
I don't think you could reach.
I don't.
I mage hand and I slap Zunreth.
Ooh. 5 pounds of force. Psh.
Mm.
Oh, I'm pleased at seeing it.
Mm.
+1 favor with August.
Well, I'll just tell you this, Yorick. If your practice had continued in the countryside near Castle Urgnot, should you have not been a traveling doctor, it would have not been a successful practice for long.
Okay. Do I need to get a message back to my family that they need to leave as soon as possible?
Your family are gnomes, correct?
Yes.
Yes, send a message and tell them to leave. Before the next census.
When's the next census supposed to be?
Do it soon.
Do it sooner than rather than later. I mean, they probably haven't had... well, I don't know if it...
Anymore to do it. I don't know who they have walking around now.
Yes. Maybe one of the guards, but none of them were... I don't remember any of them sharp enough to do so. I'd suggest getting your family out of Ugnut as soon as you can.
Fair enough. Okay. That's a lot to take in. I'll send a guy a warning. How do I send that back without telling him where I'm at?
So,
We can cut it up into smaller pieces for you to digest if you'd like.
Mage hand just slaps you again.
Feels like pillows that smell like isopropyl.
So, now that we've shared what we can with you, and warned you about an oncoming danger for your family, why exactly are you here, and why were you whisked away?
Dr. Braxton told me, I guess, to tell you. I was recruited to be on the last hunt.
Oh.
Does that mean something?
Yes.
No.
No.
You're lying. You're lying. I can see on your face. I'm trying to tell you to tell me what you know.
If you would have been on the last hunt, you would have died.
What the fuck happens on the hunt?
Nothing.
It's not something we talk about.
Ooh, I'd like you to talk about it. This sounds like great theater.
Nothing happens.
We're not
Hunting
talking about
happens.
We're not
Go.
talking about it.
Shoot
Hunting.
some deer or something.
You just kind of see him. He just reaches into his bag and he just pulls out a pipe and he's just sticking some stuff in it to smoke, and he's just starting to light up.
Oh, come on.
I'm like, what do you smoke? What blend do you have? And I'll pull out my pipe.
No, hang on. I'm invested now. This is an intriguing story. What were you hunting?
Smoking's bad for you. You should quit. When did you start that?
Oh, about 2 years ago. Helps the nerves and some other things.
So does drinking.
Sure.
Actually, it's
Pulling
been
the
found in a
pin
few
black.
studies that smoking certain types of herbs and weeds can be actually extremely more effective than the alcohols, with much less effect on the mental aspects.
I've never had that
Anyway,
experience.
what were you hunting?
So, what type of herbs do you use?
I specifically used a specific medical blend along with a little bit of wild reeds that I found along the way as well.
Mistress
Very-
Vale.
Okay, children, are you done talking? What were you hunting? I'm intrigued.
Mistress Vale. Certainly there's a no smoking law. in your
Lucian,
facility.
what were you hunting on your hunt?
Typically, I just go for the classic pipeweed, dried out for about 5 days.
Be smoking
We-
anything, it's bad for your lungs.
Oh, I see it. This
We
game is
prefer
played out.
not smoking within the wooden structures, but we have no law against vices. There are a number of people who join us specifically to engage in said activities.
Thanks for your help. And I'm going to try to take the pipe from Lucian.
Excuse me. No, this is very important.
Yes.
It is made out of an ancient tree root. Yet it doesn't burn.
Don't care what it's made out of.
I need this. I don't think you understand. It's not I'm addicted to it. I can stop anytime I want.
I would like to snuff out the flame with thaumaturgy from Lucian's pipe.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Oh, wait, you haven't lit it?
I haven't lit it yet.
Okay, when he goes to light it, I will snuff it out.
Ah, there we go.
You should be looking at your age. It's bad for your lungs.
At my age. Oh, that reminds me. Actually, could you accompany me? I'd like you to check the integrity of potion, if you don't mind. I assume you can do that.
I should be able to, depending on it.
Fantastic. Come with me.
I'm just gonna look at August and just go, he didn't light it, it's out. Now please.
I'm lighting it as I leave.
What were you hunting? I
just hand you my fire starter, basically. It's just like, oh, yours is broken.
Okay.
Is it within? Can I see him do this as they're walking away?
Yeah, you can probably see it. I'm not being stealthy about it.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy again. Snuff it out.
I mean, it keeps working.
Here.
Mine's a mechanical fire starter, so I mean, you can just keep trying to light it.
All right. Eventually, after several glances over by Zunrith, the pipe lights, flashes out, lights, flashes out, lights, flashes out. Eventually, Lucian gets his smoke.
They just walk out of distance, where it's just like,
yeah.
Well, I tried. So anyway, let's say you were hunting elk, and this mighty elk gored all of your fellow hunters. Oh, come on. No need to be a sport about it.
The hunts are for dangerous game.
Like
the most dangerous game.
You could have just said that you were hunting people all along.
No one said that.
You said the most dangerous game.
No one said it explicitly.
So many secrets. This is fun. I like this.
Okay. As you begin to have this conversation, Lincoln, you begin to see Mahar walking back through, extremely exhausted. Just coming through and seems to be making her way to Mistress Vale's tent. She is going to walk by you, though. Would you like to respond?
Weren't they going over to Mistress Vale's tent to have this meeting anyways?
Yep, all of you are.
Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, essentially Lincoln is going to kind of stop once he sees Mahar, and kind of give her a once-over, just kind of try to mentally just quickly assess any type of injury or damage to her. Okay. And as he does that, says, how are you doing? How did your mission go?
Make a medicine check, and it was fine. I have a number of missions that are my responsibility now, and I am one of the more capable people here.
Oh, that I already knew. Medicine check of 7.
Okay. Doesn't appear to be anything, extremely lethal or anything that, is obvious.
Well, I am I hope that everything went well enough for you. We were just about to have a meeting with Mistress Vale. If you'd like to, were you going to accompany us, or did you have personal business where you need to meet her privately?
No, I assume we're all meeting for the same reasons. More information. It looks like she's taken a liking to you all for some reason or another. And then she kind of looks at the group, and then like looks at Zunrith.
Yeah, I wanna make a perception check on whether I recognize.
Yeah, Link was actually going to make a Zunrith joke.
17.
17 for, and what are you trying to ascertain here?
I'm just trying to see if I recognize this woman, considering that the voice sounds similar.
Yeah, I would say you recall this voice beyond the door in and when Lincoln was going by Alphega back at the inn.
When because I'm just trying to remember.
This was the woman who pinned him to the wall.
This was the same woman who I saw stalking us in an alley, right? Or is this a different one?
Yes, this is the same one.
Oh, hello! It's so good to see you without a knife on my throat. Pleasure to meet you once again.
It's a pleasure to be working.
He'll just say that in passing.
He looks at Zunrith and looks at Mahar. Don't worry, all of us want to put a knife to his throat. I think you just caught up on it faster.
Well, it looks like we'll all be doing some kind of working together. Hopefully he doesn't prove too awful to work with. I'm sure he has some unique skill sets. Sometimes the best work is work you have to do with people you hate.
Yes, he's very charming, if you give him enough time. We haven't given him enough time yet.
If they're looking at me, I just blow them a kiss.
Yeah, I mean, he's not being subtle about it, so...
Yeah.
Like, he just kind of has a smirk in response. But most of us made it back, minus one. But, he held his own when it was required, at least. I wouldn't know. I was in a cell for the most part with Adric.
Why were you in a cell?
Keeping him company. Making sure he didn't get lost. Or anything. It was the purpose they had for me.
Okay. Well, we should probably get in. I have some things that we should talk about afterwards.
Yes, I'd love to speak with you regardless, so by all means. He gestures to the tent for her to enter first.
Yep. Eventually you all make your way to the tent. Are any of you up to any shenanigans on the way, or do you just kind of make your way inside?
I think me and Lucian were going to Rhaegar to get him taken care of quickly.
Okay. Get who taken care of real quickly?
Oh, Lucian. Yeah, get Lucian's potion.
Oh, okay, yes. You guys make your way over. Rhaegar, just this grinning, occasionally, without teeth, across, like in his mouth, just smiles at you like, I knew this would happen. Takes your money, hands over the potion, and it's got like kind of a swirling, kind of sickly blue-green energy within the liquid of the potion.
Lovely. Looks safe to you?
I will take it and I will inspect it.
Okay. Make your check. I assume this is just a check, not an ability, right?
I mean, I can do it ritually, but I'll just do it as a quick check, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Natural 20.
Natural
Nice.
20. This is a very peculiar means of healing. You being somebody who is educated in magic, but primarily focuses on more biological nature of medicine. it's necromancy, but it's almost like the concept of like an antidote when you introduce toxicity to the system. It almost seems to be made with that same kind of effect. You like, as you're looking at it, it's like one of the most fascinating feats of necromancy that you think you've probably ever seen, actually.
This is bizarre, but I believe it will be effective.
Right. Drink.
Okay.
And I'm a beautiful blossoming baby boy now.
Your wrinkles begin to fade. Go ahead and roll a house roll.
Don't screw me over here, Cal. 7.
7. Okay. Your wrinkles fade, your skin smooths over, shine. You know, maybe a little rough, but you're back to your normal self.
Oh my god.
Do I see anything different about him, Cal?
You haven't seen him before he was aged, so
Fair
you
enough.
don't notice.
Oh
He has a
boy.
tail.
My bones don't creak anymore. Oh, this is
Yes.
wonderful.
I thought the years were just hard on you, but you clearly... What happened to you?
A ghost looked at me and I became 30 years older.
Well, that's an ugly face then.
Oh, right, of the ghost. I assume, kind of glare down at him a little bit.
You'll never know. Come on, let's go. We're late.
Yes, as I'm walking, I'm gonna say, so, any news on the, Mavis Reed's most recent child?
Most recent child? You mean, sorry, I don't know names yet. You mean Esmeralda?
No, that's the adopted one.
I have heard nothing of a newborn child.
Baron hasn't celebrated his firstborn. Interesting.
The Baron's had a firstborn?
Yes. Should be about 1 years old.
Dr. Braxton has made no mention of it to any of her students. She must have been... She normally lauds on you children almost any chance she gets. She's made no mention of this.
I'm not sure to be concerned about that or not. Anyway, let's continue.
Interesting.
You'll eventually make your way in. Yes, Zunrith?
Zunrath will make a slight detour to that weird stone religious point with the little hole in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And just take a second and just... Well, thanks, back there, weird moon person, for, getting me out of that bind. I don't really know how to do this. Are you up there? Somewhere?
You hear a voice.
Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Sometimes the gods work in mysterious ways. And the
Oh.
priest walks out.
Oh, you're very creepy. Are you also very quiet? Are you wearing slippers?
I quite like them.
They're probably disgusting. You're literally in a cave.
I try to keep them clean, thank you. What's your excuse?
Well, I almost died, so, you know.
That's everyone
um,
here.
Right. Was just having a private musing, if I could, have some space or, you know, privacy a little bit.
Fair enough. give you some space. Do you need any incense? Any other prayer materials? Perhaps a quilling parchment? Do you need prayer beads?
I just came here to enjoy the view. That's all. If that's quite all right.
Kaya bless you. And walks away.
Right. Do you have any? I wonder if you have any weirdos that follow you around like that. Just gonna look at his necklace for a second and then just put it back in his shirt. Walk back.
You make your way into the tent, and Mistress Vale sits down. The standard tea is prepared for you by the same older woman. As you all are adjusted and ready, she looks at you. Right, so first order of business. You need a list of names. Well, at least from what I have gathered, Brambley Stout is wreaking havoc to the south. Actually, he seems to be in charge of a number of pirate ships.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's his name?
Brambley Stout.
Lincoln's going to kind of look over the group to see if anyone reacts or responds to this name.
Yeah,
Zugaf
that's me.
is definitely holding a laugh.
That's me. Yeah, he's a slippery little bastard of a halfling.
Yes,
Deals in slave transport and selling of them.
yes, he seems to be the one largely providing a problem for Clan Marquise. So, granted, I see that one of you is not with us.
Yes. One did not make it for the
Right.
operation.
Well, I mean, we do have his body, but
Understood.
he's not here.
Well, we do have a number of funeral rites that we offer. We can conclude with that.
This is out of character, but I want to say, is there a pamphlet? Yeah, I'll take the number 4. That's cremation and a glass ring. That's what that is.
It says number 7 comes with the free Golden Corral buffet.
I want the number 5 General Tao's flame broiled tiefling Astamar combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the chef's special?
She continues on. She continues on.
Yeah, she does say, once that is offered, well, if I can tell you what my research has provided, then perhaps if you could conduct those rites, if we need to get going, but I just want to make sure his body is properly handled.
I can assist. I'm sure we can send you all on an errand to do anything more.
Thank you.
Yes, we'll set everything up. We, despite the fact that we do work closely in hand with necromancy, we do respect the dead. It's one of our more sacred practices.
Well, he died doing this mission for you and to protect us, so I would hope so.
And there are those who have died before him, fighting for what we believe in.
He's going to kind of look over to Mahar real quick to maybe get some positive affirmation that this is how they behave.
She just kind of she gives a curt nod.
Okay.
Saying,
Okay, so some reassurance. So, okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. Let's her continue.
In addition, Jakron Dillick has been an excessively problematic individual to deal with. In addition, Bardly seems to be apprenticing under Bramberly.
Very well.
Rectilic?
Yes. My brother. And Jakron is my father.
Jakron seems to be rallying a number of individuals in the city to... What did they call it? A persecution parade.
If you
For
don't mind
who?
me asking... Sorry, go ahead and answer his question first. Who is he persecuting?
A number of individuals they blame for the prison's uprising. Mostly charlatans who claim to be mediums.
I thought you were gonna say Blythe.
Blythe is in charge of the charlatans.
The persecution parade. They're parading around Blythe. Blythe is the
Blythe-
cause
yeah,
of the
Blythe
entire
is the-
prison incident.
Blythe is the biggest float.
Lincoln, after getting that answer, says, perhaps you know, but it appears that my father and brother are not very cooperative and they don't play nice with each other anymore. Do anything about that.
From what we have gathered, Mahar, maybe it's best you speak up on this. And Mahar kind of goes up. I have spent the past 4 years keeping an eye on them. Mostly. I am in charge of a lot of the information that we gather around Jakron. Breck left in a fury. He left a wake of fire and destruction in the quarry district.
For
We've-
what, though? Did he not get what he wanted when I was imprisoned?
Apparently not. He wanted more. And he is out there causing havoc elsewhere. We have enough to worry about here as it is, so I have not focused beyond the city.
No, that is understandable. I just... it almost seemed like it would have been better if I showed up... appeared to my father as myself instead of Breck. When I ran into him earlier. But, that, as you mentioned, that is a different priority. Right now it's my father that seems to be causing problems here.
Mistress further explains. And then obviously we have the kingpin at the top of it all. Baron von Bathory.
You want to take down the Baron. Why?
The Baron has taken several things of the utmost value to me.
Oh, has he? So, you're planning on trying to usurp one of the most powerful men in the entire kingdom? And you wish to take his place, or put a puppet on his throne, such as myself, since you have clearly hinted at additional reasons for having me here?
Oh, please, you're far too stupid to be put on the throne. No offense.
Mistress
Actually,
Vale.
Where you jackass?
Or perhaps you want more. Not just the Baron's position, but also my position. You clearly know who I am.
Zudrith knows that I am not one who just aspires to power for power's sake.
I'm sorry if I don't trust Zunrith's judge of character.
He is rough around the edges. But he does...
Really?
Seems a little rough internally as well.
I mean, in all fairness, he seems about as friendly as a rock in the middle of a volcano.
Oh man,
It took me many years to adjust to surface pleasantries.
All right.
What reach does the Baron have here that he somehow can control? What reach, what power does he wield here?
Because I happen to be at the top of his hit list.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
I doubt you are. I think you give too much credit to yourself.
You give yourself a hell of a lot of credit.
If anything. So
I'm
you
sorry,
used to
which
take
child are you? Number 8, maybe?
Go on and laugh. You can have your fun.
There's nothing fun about this situation. You're trying to deceive the Baron, the boar of the kingdom, the king's most powerful warlord. And you think nothing will come of the kingdom's reaction to this? Suddenly him dying and his mistress Mavis Reed being
You'd
oh
be
so
inviting
distraught.
a war
There-
bigger than even you would even be able to handle.
Look, I don't work in the light. And neither should you, for that matter. You should be seeking ways to undermine his authority from the inside. Simply, the name Reha could certainly spur a minor rebellion, a distraction to commit greater things to a better end. You want the kingdom to be in a better space. I simply wanted to change.
And where are you in this picture when it changes?
Somewhere where I don't have to worry about the surface anymore.
So odd how
I think you make a lot of presumptions.
so odd how all of you Sun Dwellers got all prickly all of a sudden.
Well,
So you want position, is what you want.
Hardly.
Sounds like she wants
I
freedom.
want peace of mind. Freedom is more akin to it. I want to not have to worry about this thorn in my side for the past 30, 40 years.
Oh, so sad. I'm so sad for you. Such a thorn in your side.
I'm sure you could just outlive the inconvenience.
Yeah.
The people in my city do not simply outlive. We seek to thrive.
Well, I
Right.
understand your point, Lucian. It's as someone who's lived in prison for a few years, and I'm sure Zumrith can attest to this. Sure, you can certainly outlive your problem, but that doesn't make the current situation palatable or desirable for anyone.
Forgive me, I'm sorry. What's your buy-in here?
I don't have a buy-in. I'm just understanding the
shut
situation.
up.
I'm part of this group.
Oh,
What group
Haha.
is there?
you're funny.
Listen,
I
let's
barely know you. How about we just leave my father to us? Yeah?
I didn't know he was your father.
Oh, he's your father. Oh, now this has gotten so much more interesting.
Everybody make a perception check.
Does this have anything to do with the
Nine.
animal I heard boring through the...
It does.
It's a
Do
boar.
I get advantage?
Yeah?
Oh, shoot, I forgot my regular dice.
Oh, bet.
5.
19.
Dirty 20.
15. Be right back.
We'll hear the thing.
All right,
I
so
still hear it. It's
all
like
of you.
tinnitus.
I was going to say, everyone got like a 15 or higher, I think, right?
No.
No.
Oh. Okay, well, those of you with the
Lincoln got
15 or
9.
higher. Oh, gotcha. Okay, well, those of you with the 15 or higher, you hear this deep growl just shattering, and you can tell it's over in the direction of the prison. And you can hear this roaring voice just say, "What a feast you have left me. Thank you." And your earring tingles, August.
Your
I don't
face
mean
just...
to be. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news. I'm having a riotous time enjoying you all bicker and snap at each other's throats, and try at mine. But I think whatever,
That was?
for a better term, helped our escape might be headed this way.
Peek out the curtains.
You can see the dirt and like the stone beginning to shake from some of the cavern walls. Everybody who has been kind of spreading out and dispersing just kind of looks around. At a quick glance, you can tell this has not happened before. None of them have experienced anything like this.
My suggestion is that we, how do I put it? Leave right fucking now, if we can.
Right.
This conversation will need
Yes.
to continue later. The mistress begins to leave the tent, and in a very matter-of-fact way begins to command everybody. Everybody begins to pack up their things. There are certain animals kind of taken from these stalls that you previously hadn't quite noticed tucked away, and they begin to pack up in almost like a refugee fashion of just, we are getting the fuck out of here. What would you all like to do?
I would like to go immediately to the building that has all of the magic items.
Okay. You get there and there are a number of individuals like running through. You can see that they have several people have these different colored bags of holding. Somebody has taken the ledger. What are you trying to do here, Zunrith?
Well, I'd like to see. I'll peek back out of the building, take our bag of holding, and just be like, "I'll just borrow this really quickly," and take it back to the room, take it back to the building, and see if there are any magical goodies that are still hanging up or around.
You know what? Why don't you roll a sleight of hand check? See if anyone catches you in this chaos.
I'm not taking anything yet. I'm just looking around, but sure. I
know the goal here. I'm aware of the goal.
13.
Okay. You gain 2 random magic items that you are able to just kind of sleight of hand your way into your grasp and into your pack.
I'll make myself seem as much like I'm like helping them pack up. Like, we have to get out of here, and just like,
You're darn right, we gotta get out of here. What the fuck is a draw doing down here? I didn't know we hired a new one. What's your name? Sorry, focus.
we don't have
runs
time
away.
For that. Okay,
So yeah, you
cool.
spend your time taking some inventory, you know, snagging a few items here and there. What is everyone else doing?
So what are we being instigated by?
You all are a little bit left to your own devices. You can try to help other people getting out. Mahar seems to be running on her own errands here real quick.
Lincoln will try to follow her.
Okay.
And help.
Cool. You are able to kind of help Mahar. She goes to a little kind of what seems to be space where she has set aside for herself a number of things, and picks up a chest, kind of looks at it very gingerly and tucks it away. But you are able to kind of help her, and you can sense that in this interaction there's the tension of what's going on right now, but there's something she wants to say that's just she's not going to be able to say for a while. That's kind of nagging her.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but he'll just assist her. Like essentially, the priority is just getting out. So he just wants to make sure that she's safe.
Okay. Perfect. What is everybody else doing?
I'll look over at August and I'll be like, and I'll say, do we know the way out? As far as I
No?
can. Great. So what do we just wait to see which way they go?
That's the only thing I could think of.
All right.
I'll walk over to the table because we gotta wait anyway for these people to be ready to go. So I'll just pour a glass of wine. Anyone want one?
In the middle, like hundreds of, like about 100 people are running back and forth to each other. Lucian's just
Wine. Wine? August?
like, people are just looking at you like you're insane.
To go.
Yeah, sure. I'll just pull out the paper cups.
I am going to be by Lucian. I got here literally 10 minutes ago, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yep.
I'll take out a smaller cup and I'll pour the wine for Yorick.
Okay, now that's insulting. I'll take a regular, please. Thank you.
It's the same size. It just doesn't have the. What do you mean? Why? How is it insulting? It's just wider.
It's a smaller cup. I can
You're just-
handle a perfectly regularly sized cup.
I feel like you're just getting offended because you want to be.
Shut up. So what if I am?
Drink.
All right. So you have this random alcohol party in the middle of all this chaos. This, as you are running through this, Zunrith, you find that your symbol on your amulet has started to glow a little bit. And there is an energy flowing from it that just gives you a sense of power. Not directed power, but it's present. How's everything?
I imagine this happens while I'm looking through things that I think are important to grab, and I'm just like, oh, this does not make this easy at all. And I'm just gonna try and stuff it further in my armor so it doesn't become noticeable.
Nice, love it. All right. So as everything kind of goes through, why don't you all eventually everybody begins to kind of gather up and ascend through ascend through the passageways that lead back to the city. As you all kind of follow, the energy is very frantic, and you eventually get up into the city where it is utter chaos. Is there anything you would like to do as you hit this point where you're in the city?
Like the city is going nuts?
Yeah. You can see, actually, as you just kind of crest into the city, you can see that there is a giant crack through kind of the overhead structure of the cave that is just like a giant fissure that is stretched through and spider-webbed to an extent, probably covering about maybe an eighth of the city, at least of the Facet district, which is where most of the nobility and where you all have spent most of your time so far. They are all kind of gathering things. Some are going off towards maybe houses to gather their family members. It's utter chaos. What do you want to do?
Well, I think we have the supplies we need. We have the gear for it. Why don't we go out the same way we came and then make for the coast? Any objections?
I don't think we go out the way the way, I guess, I don't know what way they came in, so I'm going to assume they mean the front door. Sounds like a perfectly reasonable plan.
Yeah, Lincoln will look to Mahar and say, yes, I believe that is the best way for us to get out of here. We should leave as soon as possible.
Mahar and a lot of them, a lot of the people at least in your immediate vicinity are just staring at this fissure. Why don't you all give me, if you would like, you may give me a check to figure out what could have caused this. You can hear the wind whistling, and through these fissures, you can see that like snow and ice is starting to pour through into the city.
So an intelligence check or arcana check or
whatever you
nature
would like,
check?
whatever you think your character would immediately associate with it. The answer will change depending on what you roll.
I
18
have
for
a
nature.
I have a 15 for nature.
Okay. Both of you, at least with the nature checks, are able to ascertain that this snowstorm, it contains an artificial element to it. It is natural in a sense that it mimics a blizzard, but the way that it cycles and the way that it interacts with the environment is very manufactured.
This is no normal blizzard. There's someone's trying to take down this whole frickin' place. We need to get the hell out of here.
I agree. We don't have time.
Do you guys make your own pathway, or do you follow the refugees as they continue along their path?
I think we're just gonna go back up the stairs the way we came in to the city.
Okay.
Is what I was suggesting.
So
Yeah.
you begin to go towards the bridge, because there's that giant bridge that crosses into the inn, which has that winding staircase back up into that cavern. As you go over there, a couple of the individuals are, "What are you doing?"
Walking. Continue.
"We have to stick together as a group."
Great. Keep walking.
We are a group.
Then
You
come with
can
us.
join the rest of the group.
Lucian, I hate to be questioning you, but why are we heading towards the place where the fissure is?
It's a way out that we know of, and I'm not going to wait for a mob to tell me which way I should run.
As you
I
all
agree.
make your way to the bridge, you begin to feel the fissure strength, or the fissure expanding overhead, diving deeper into the cave. The bridge itself begins to crack and shatter in specific places. I would like everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, that's not good.
12.
6.
Okay. 18.
18.
18 as well.
All right. So this first check is a DC 13. Those of
Oh.
you who succeed don't take any damage. However, those of you who fail take 5 bludgeoning damage as rocks begin to come down, jamming your shoulders or hitting you in the spine as you lean forward into a sprint. You continue to make your way across. Who got the lowest?
I'm pretty sure Lincoln did, unless of. What did you get, Zunrith?
I got a 16.
Okay, yeah, I got 6, so
Okay.
Lincoln.
As you all are charging forward, Lincoln finds himself trapped behind a couple of stone boulders that have created kind of this 10-foot tall barrier between him and you guys on the bridge. As the bridge is shaking, what do you do?
Him specifically or us?
Just him.
Go. I'll find another way.
Let me check something.
So hold on. He's trapped behind a 10-foot thing of boulders, so he can't get us, or he's trapped
Yep.
under.
No, behind. So, like, you all have gotten ahead, dodged out of the way, and Lincoln is stuck behind these. You can attempt to climb them, Lincoln. They aren't just
No,
like a solid wall, but...
I'll reach into the bag and I'll chuck the rope of climbing over to him, like, use that!
All right.
The rope kind of unspirals and just kind of like lands like in this kind of arcanely lifted space in front of you.
Okay. Yeah, he I mean, he's not going to argue because they'd probably be waiting for him, so yeah, he will climb up and not waste any time arguing.
Okay. Excellent. As you make your way over, you grab the rope, kind of letting it in its almost gravitational defying space follow you through. You all continue along the bridge. Everybody give me one more dexterity saving throw as you try to finish out. It's getting a lot harder to dodge out of the way. DC 15.
Dang
Wow.
it.
7.
Ugh.
Is anybody using any abilities?
Nat
Like,
20.
we're level 2. What abilities?
I'm going to start falling.
10 bludgeoning damage to those of you who failed.
Jeez.
As rocks come parading down, striking you.
With
Okay,
the nat 20, can I try and help pull somebody from being...
Yep, I would say you can give somebody a reroll actually with a natural 20. Describe how you do so.
Okay.
I'm fine. so don't worry about me.
Who was the one who failed? Who failed?
Everyone.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone
everybody?
failed.
Everyone failed.
Oh no.
I'm fine. I have health. I'm tanky, so don't worry about me.
Oh no.
Who looks the worst?
Yeah,
The
who looks
lowest.
the worst, I guess.
I'll
Well,
survive.
with a 10, we'll just say that Lincoln, as a health scale, on a scale of 1 to 19, he is at 4.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah,
But he can
I'll
heal
just,
himself.
I'll just grab August and be like, nope, you have more stories to tell me that are much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So you get a reroll.
Entertainment.
Well, I have to have something while we're running away from a man-eating ghost.
While this is going on, can Lincoln use a charge of healing light to heal himself?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'd like to, and I'd like to use second wind.
Okay, that's fair. Yep. All right. Who'd you end up helping to re-roll? Zuna. Okay. And what was the new roll?
16.
16. Nice. Excellent. So you do make it away. You don't take the 10 damage. You guys make your way across the bridge, and you can see that the inn here is barren. The liquor shelf is slightly in disarray. However, you can grab more liquor if you like. But other than that,
Anyone here like really an alcoholic? No? Okay,
is it in
cool.
your flaws? You guys make your way up the stairway into the cavern. The cracks, you guys look. Does anybody look back actually?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you all
Yeah,
kind of leave.
Oh, no, I won't. I won't look back.
Well,
Lincoln would just look back to see if Mahar's still with them.
Mahar seems to have been trying to keep up with you guys. Also with her is Solanine. And the two of them are kind of running their way a few feet behind you guys. They both look like they have been struck with rocks on their way trying to get out. But as you see, there is a crack and a fissure that begins to crawl towards them. And it does not look good for them. What would you all like to do?
Well, Lincoln would try to help Mahar
How?
and Solanine.
You do have
Fine.
a rope.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right. he
And
has
this
the
isn't a
rope still.
cavern. This is now a closed cavern. So I would say you're looking at something closer to either something opening up in front of them or something like completely caving in. So
Yeah. He would essentially hold one end of the rope and just kind of like toss the other end to them to try to help, like have them try to pull them closer.
okay.
I will move. Is there like a cavern opening up in front of them basically that I see? Or do they still have a path to get to
You
us?
can spend your action for this. I can give you you can take an investigation check to ascertain what exactly will happen so you can have a better informed action.
I can fly.
Fuck yeah, you can.
So I'm gonna fly.
Okay.
9 for my investigation check.
You said 9.
Yep.
You take a good look at the walls and the cracks and how they're forming, and you just it's like the possibilities going through your architectural brain are just like off the wall. You can't quite nail down a solution. August, you sprout your wings and you just make your way over there, like trying to grab the two of them, or grab.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Why don't you give me an athletics check to do so.
How about I don't?
I'll give you advantage, because Lincoln is also going to provide this rope, which is going to be helpful.
Ugh.
Can I also just use my movement to get closer to him, like within 60 feet or something?
Mm-hmm. What'd you get?
6.
6. As
With
you make your way
advantage?
over, you try to pick them
That
up,
was with advantage.
and like
Oh no.
it's like the picture of like when you're learning to ride a bike and somebody is like pushing you behind, and like you're like trying to kind of push them along, but you can't quite lift them off the ground. As you do so, the cracks begin to shatter, and this like gaping 20-foot just like gap opens up in front of them. What is your carrying capacity, August? What is your strength?
15
believe
times
it-
your strength score.
Oh.
My modifier or my strength?
That's
Just the strength,
score
yeah.
itself.
9.
Okay.
Okay, so 135.
So I would say you can pick up one and take them across the 20-foot gap. Lincoln, you are going to provide.
I will, as a reaction, since I'm within 60 feet, cast
Okay.
Feather Fall on them, which modifies their rate
Okay.
of descent.
Right. Okay. That's entirely fair. As they are running forward, we're gonna give Mahar is gonna take a dexterity saving throw at advantage. She is gonna succeed as she topples over the edge. You cast Feather Fall, and as she descends, she kind of grabs onto the rope of climbing, which is just kind of dangling over this gap. And she begins to ascend through it via the magical means of the rope. August, you're able to fly Solanine over the gap, and you guys are able to continue your way to the exit. As you finally make your way into the snow, the blizzard is hitting hard. Everyone make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good, because my rolls have been so great so far.
Advantage because I have resistance.
Yes, actually, and this is... You do not actually have to take damage from this, because you are acclimated to cold weathers.
Yeah.
Is this... hold on, I gotta check this.
I got a 10, even though I'm wearing such warm clothes. Ah,
No,
5.
doesn't matter. Constitution. Oh, that's really good. I got a 21.
you said saving throw, right?
Yep. Lucky for you guys, it's only 1 cold damage. It does get worse the longer you're in the storm. However, you make your way out into the open air, and you all can hear this just guttural as it just like rattles through this space. You guys hear this heavy impact of a creature maybe less than 100 feet from you just like shake the earth and begin walking towards you. What do you do?
Towards us?
Keep running.
Yes. Run.
Yep.
Okay, you guys
I
run.
will run, and I will grab Lucian as I'm running and go, things I didn't tell you.
I know. We saw this before. Still haven't talked about it. Talk later.
As I realize I am going to get left behind, and I jump on top of Lucian.
That's fine. I'll carry you.
You guys
And
are
I,
like
He's
pull
like,
out a crossbow.
It's
he's
just
like Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back.
it's like the snow is 2 feet high. My legs are a foot long.
all right.
This isn't going to work.
All right, as you guys are running, the snow hitting you hard, you're just trudging your way, sprinting. Go ahead and give me another Constitution saving throw. DC ups to 15.
Does it help if we're wearing cold weather clothes?
I'll give you a
Natural
plus
20.
2. I'll give you a plus
Nice.
2 for wearing winter clothing. It is biting, though. This is not kind weather.
15. What was the DC last time?
13.
Okay, cool. So I haven't taken it. I'm good. So,
That's 21 without my
Okay.
winter clothes bonus.
So yeah, DC 15, if you've met, you only take 4 damage. You take 8 cold damage if you failed.
If you meet,
If
does
you-
that include passing?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so-
Meets beats. Yes.
we take
5
4
or 4.
regardless.
4 on a save. Yep.
Jeez, we're gonna
Other than
die.
August.
Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Mr.
4
Ghost.
damage regardless, no matter what.
However, it is at this point that you guys are able to find a little alcove where you're able to take a little bit of shelter where the fissure doesn't seem to have been affecting. I assume you all rush inside.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Try to start a fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna start taking out. Who else? I assume some of you guys have some cold weather sleeping bags because I bought one, and I'm just kind of gonna stack those kind of against the opening, and leaving a little space at top for since we're gonna need air for the fire, just to kind of close up the wind against the wind a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead.
Lincoln will give his sleeping bag.
All right.
I have my own.
This is until I find like a tarp or something.
You guys do begin to set up. However, the creature still makes their way towards you, and eventually this giant blue eye just peers in and looks at you.
It can't see you if you don't move.
Can Lincoln or can any of us make an Arcana or Nature check
Oh,
to
absolutely.
try to ascertain what kind of creature this is?
Absolutely. The white scales just like brandishing along the eyelid, like you can see this wintry glow to it.
I got a 9 for a nature check.
Got a 9 for Arcana.
Can I just assume what I think this is?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna roll anything.
I'm like peeking out from behind a rock. Basically, I'm hiding behind a rock.
This is not an area foreign to draconic lore. You all are very familiar with several types.
I really need to tell you something.
Does it have something to do with your wings?
Yeah.
Are you speaking in draconic right now?
In draconic, the creature goes, I am quite pleased.
What did you do?
What I had to in the moment.
Wait, hang on. So, for those who don't speak Draconic, we hear the two of them growling and then the dragon growl.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate to be that person. What the fuck do you have to do with a dragon that is literally here? It doesn't take much brilliance to figure out 1 and 2 together.
No idea, actually. This is new for me.
Is this hunter thing? Is this what your plan was?
No.
I'm looking at August now, by the way.
Maybe.
What?
Good.
I'm just like, draconic. What do you want? I don't know what to do.
I have come to be entertained. I have seen you, but not seen you. Quite the collection of people you've accrued.
Accrued?
You shall live today.
Good to see you too.
This is all in Draconic, right?
No, at this
Yeah.
point it's in common.
I said it in Draconic.
Yeah, that's fair.
What bargain was struck here? What the fuck?
Should you need a ride, let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you for your mercy.
2 more feasting. And the eye withdraws, and you hear the flap of giant wings.
Turn to August.
I was going to tell you.
Right, and so I need to tell you things immediately. big life changes.
That has to do with our family. This is
Right,
just
right.
me. This is a me
Mhm.
problem.
Sure.
It's now an
Sure.
us problem.
Yes.
We're all alive.
Hold on. Yeah, we're alive. Yeah. I'm a little flustered. I'm not used to being flustered.
Sorry, I keep asking, is this in Draconic too? Or common?
Talking in common now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What?
you neglected to tell us that there was a dragon that you bargained with to, I'm assuming, eat everyone along the path you made? Please fill in the blanks for me.
I didn't think it would come up. Honestly.
You see a little.
Well, now it has, so...
You see just a little
TikTok.
picking around. He's kind of observing your wings. He's kind of.
Touch them.
He's not touching them. He's just observing them, studying them.
Also,
Just
I didn't
because
know
he's
that you
pulling
were
them,
one
I'm
of
not
the
touching them.
flappy ones. Can you also do circles? Actually, no. I want to hear about the fucking dragon.
You know, I did what I had to do.
Which
and
was...
that's fine. Which was die or go in with a dragon.
So,
So you did what exactly?
I'm sort of like a protege ish.
A
An
protege
assistant.
assistant.
Out of curiosity, what does the dragon have you working on for them?
Do I know enough about dragons to know this bull? Or actually, you know what? I'll make an insight check first. I'm going to make an insight check.
In a brief
Oh,
pause.
maybe not 19.
Actually, continue. I take to the background here. Natural 19 insight. What are you trying to
24?
insight?
I'm trying to glean if she is not being totally upfront saying she's the protege and assistant to a dragon.
She is she's evasive but not necessarily untruthful as far as she understands.
Oh, okay.
She seems confused herself
Okay.
about the relationship.
I don't... How do I put this?
so what is
I
the
thought
agreement?
your brother... Well, whatever relationship you two have, I thought he was the dumb one. You do understand that dragons don't just have assistants, right?
I had a choice. It was die or keep the dragon entertained.
And what
You're-
manner of entertainment do you provide? Because right now it looks like it's wrecking my home.
Yeah, Suna's just gonna peek out of the hole and just see what's going on in the chaos outside.
Just to be clear, I didn't directly cause this or seek this out as entertainment. He just kind of sometimes can see and hear what I see and hear, and sometimes finds entertainment where I happen to be.
Mara speaks up and says, "An opportunist."
I don't really. It's
well,
not like a 100% willing relationship. I mean, I do get things out of it, but it's not like I had a choice.
Is this the first time he's ever come personally for the entertainment? I didn't hear you, Lindsay.
No.
What were the other times that he wanted entertained? What did you do?
It was now citywide. He just kind of listens and hangs around, and if he finds something that piques his fantasy, then his interest, then he.
What was never citywide?
Any other time he showed up.
So he
So
would
he's
just.
becoming more aggressive.
Maybe.
Lincoln's going to kind of peek out of what little gap there is with the tents and just kind of look towards Valanos and just kind of see what is happening.
So Valanos is entirely underground.
Right, but I mean it's within
that's true.
Cavern, so like doesn't seem like the mountains and stuff is kind of breaking down,
Like caving in.
Yeah, caving in. Yeah. Or do
Some
you
of
hear
it,
anything?
yes. The wind is so strong and so howling. To hear anything but that would be borderline ludicrous. You guys, those of you who are looking on, go ahead and give me a perception check, because I know Zunrith wanted to do this as well.
Oh, good God, natural one.
12.
12. Looking out through the thick of the storm, and like it's so heavily obscured, you do see some of like the mountains kind of caving in, but more than that, you see the creature, the dragon, just kind of like clawing in and like grabbing, and you can't really see much more than that. You can just see the motion of like going in and out with probably a limb or maybe a head. It's hard to tell.
You're the
Are there any
herald
other-
for this dragon.
Are there any refugees coming towards this little alcove we've found?
There don't appear to be any who have come this way. You guys carved your own path, and kind of left the group behind. The only people that stuck with you were people that were tied to you personally. So,
Right.
other than Mistress Vale, who is busy trying to run everybody in a direction that makes sense, that she knows. So,
Okay, so it's basically the five of us, Selenine? Is that
Solanine.
it?
Yep. Like,
Selenine.
yeah.
And
Mahar.
then Mahar. Okay, so basically the seven of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Lincoln will basically just return to Mahar and just kind of like bundle up with her and try to like keep her warm and what have you, over shoulders.
Mm-hmm. She accepts it. Continuing the conversation, she looks to August. I know what it's like to be in a relationship you aren't entirely in control of. And she kind of leans into Lincoln a little bit.
I think this is a little bit different than just being in an unhappy relationship, because this is a fucking dragon.
Can Lincoln insight that remark, like
Yeah,
what she means
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
by it? Oh, good.
August.
An actual decent roll, 19.
19. In your head, you begin to think of a few things.
I already am, so.
She you are strongly able to identify she is not thinking about you. You are not
Right.
like what she's thinking about.
Right. No, I
However,
understand that.
like putting together her mixed feelings over your escape, and seeing the ways in which she is working for the Veil, you begin to put together that she essentially traded away her service for some unknown amount of time in order to get you out, and then you got out on your own.
Okay, so she's... Sorry if I'm misunderstanding. So essentially, she's not with the Veil because she wants to be. She's with it more because she was hoping to get me out, and then I got out on my own. So
You would say, I would say that is maybe a bit of a stretch. You don't know her
Okay.
personal goals and how they've evolved over
Okay.
the past 4 years, but you would,
That's fair.
it's probably fair to say that you were a pretty heavy motivator in her decision making.
sure, okay, that makes sense.
August, from what you've described just ever so briefly, it sounds like you're a familiar to the dragon.
No.
Really?
Let's take a break. So we will see you all here shortly, although for you no time will pass, so
Right.
we'll be back here in, let's say, 33 after.
Magic.
And we're back. So
So,
we've gotten rid of the wigs. But
so it sounds like you're a dragon's familiar.
No.
No, it can
No.
see and hear through your eyes. It knows where you are.
Make me a familiar.
I don't know. I'm not a dragon.
Miss August, what was this? I understand the general details of it, but the dragon said that they wanted entertainment. I mean, do you have a schedule to keep for this dragon, or is it just at their whim?
At their whim.
That's... How long has this been going on, do I dare ask?
It's been a couple years.
And it's just
Well-
been... It's just been terrorizing, I would assume, villages that you've been to.
It's
You're
not
not necessarily...
not always like this.
Well, what is it sometimes like?
Just whatever. I don't know. This was more aggressive than I've ever seen. It's usually just something that they find interesting.
Well, despite the dragon encounter, we should probably think of what we're doing next.
I agree, says Mahar.
My suggestion was we head towards the coast, get a boat, and get the hell out of here. But we have the problem of Brambleby, the little bastard. Brambleby Stout. Who undoubtedly will have the docks as well as any passage or smuggling, if it comes to that, under his watch. Big merchant. So he might be a problem. And I believe you, Lincoln, had some other affiliation that might cause a problem down in the port. Your brother?
Yes.
So, if we're going to get out of here via the sea, we'll have to take care of a few people.
Do you know, as much as I'd love to get off the continent, do you know where I could get a message out to my family if there's. I don't know how to get my family out of Grindavir. They have a shop in life there, and they've already moved once getting there. I don't know how to get them out again.
Solanine kind of speaks up. I actually know quite a bit about at least travel over land. If we get some mounts, I can pretty much get us all set up for quick travel.
That sounds
Tips and
great.
tricks.
I'll keep my eyes peeled to the frozen wasteland.
I'm just trying
for
to
some
help.
Lovely mountains. I understand the attempts to keep things positive, but right now there is a dragon eating a city. We are stuck in the middle of a frozen wasteland with no bearing of where we are. Am I wrong?
My dear Zunrith, we are.
I am not your dear.
We are.
I would not be caught dead with you.
Thank God.
Well, we know where we are. We just don't know where we're going or how to get there.
Thank you for all the solutions and insight you offered, Zunrith. It was very valuable.
I'm just saying, the positivity is unnecessary. Look,
It's not
I know-
positivity, it's solution finding, which you are not doing.
look. We are, to my knowledge, not very close to the coast. So unless, I think we need to focus on finding immediate survival first, by finding things that we can, I don't know, stay warm with, before we even think about going anywhere to the coast or wherever the fuck you all are talking about.
That's a wise suggestion. We should take an inventory and stock on what we have. Who doesn't have cold weather protection?
Mahar kind of goes, I don't.
Zunreth is going to give her his cloak from his regular cold weather gear, and he's gonna put on this fancier cloak that he found in the room that he has no idea what it does.
Oh, the winter coat from your trinkets. That you're giving, right?
Oh no, I
No.
never retrieved my
No.
trinkets because
Oh.
those are still in jail.
Oh.
Oh.
Unless someone else grabbed
didn't-
things that
yeah,
were
you-
just in.
They wouldn't have known to look for it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
never told us to grab your stuff.
Oh, I didn't
Unless
want to
it
grab it.
was at one point, August did clear a table into the bag of holding, so whatever that stuff was.
Yeah, I think it was just like, it was magical items, but I don't think it was Zunrith's personal effects.
Yeah, I did have a winter coat in there, but I don't know if that was sitting on a table.
Currently in the bag, you do
Probably not.
have Tan's cold weather clothes in there.
Yeah, I'll take out that set, and it might be a little small, but and I'm just gonna start tossing the cold weather gear and my warmer cloak.
So he wants to
to-
take some of it, and it fits like kind of around the torso, but it's like almost a crop top, and the pants are definitely like 5 inches too short.
You might want to wear that underneath your actual clothing.
Yeah, fair enough. She put these on over top of her regular clothing, and she's like,
Yeah.
I'll change later.
All right.
Oh,
Let's-
Thank
while
you,
you all
Zunrith.
were figuring out also what to do and sitting around, I don't know what you were doing when
Drinking, probably.
Oh, good. I'm glad you were drinking while a dragon was attacking and digging his way in. Anyway, I found this ring and grabbed it from that magic assortment thing. Is anyone able to know what this thing does?
Hand it here. Hand it here.
I will just give. It's like give the ring to our new gnome companion.
Yorick?
I will ritually identify the ring.
Dope. It is Ring of Warmth.
Ah,
Awesome.
Nice.
very
That's
appropriate.
convenient.
Imagine.
Yeah, that was a 3, which was my second d20 roll. I
Nice.
was very happy.
I like
Ring of Warmth. Pretty useful for our current predicament. Do
Indeed.
you have... And is this all that you needed me for?
I mean, Zuna's just gonna look at the nicer cloak you just put on. Yeah, I think I'm all right. I think I'm
Okay.
If anyone wants the ring, it's all theirs.
What does it do, actually?
It keeps you warm up to a pretty insane degree as well. Pretty sure it's effective to, well, probably anywhere as cold as it can get around here.
Yeah, you have resistance to cold damage, and everything you wear and carry are unharmed by temps as low as negative 50 degrees.
Wow.
Nice.
I will just keep the ring on my person. Does it require attunement?
It does.
Oh, it does. Yeah, look
Makes
right there.
sense. Okay.
So I guess the question is, do we have enough food to try to wait out the storm and try to travel, even though we don't know how long this storm will last?
I have some rations on me. I have 10 rations total.
Same. 10 rations, and let's see, I've got 5 torches.
I have 10 torches and a lot of oil, honestly.
What about food?
I
10
have 10
rations.
days of food.
Solanine kind of perks up and goes, I'm actually pretty good at hunting.
I understand. I just don't want to send you out into the cold unless we absolutely need to. But that is good to know that if we need to gather some more food. But I just don't know how long this snowstorm would last. But if you want to try to at least sleep it off overnight and see if the storm clears up, then we can try to make our way south towards a port.
Fair enough. Just so you all know, how familiar are you with this space? Like map, cartography-wise?
I have a pretty good idea of where we were going back when I was part of that caravan, because we were going to the port. I don't know exactly where we are now, so general direction.
I'm somewhat familiar with the immediate vicinity as well as Mahar. We both grew up here.
Anyone skilled in cartographer's tools?
Nope.
Yeah.
Mapping our way along could be helpful.
Cal, how far would you say my home city is in relation to?
Ooh. Man, it is in the Underdark. Like the Underdark is down, I would say typically at least 2 miles.
Yeah. So it's definitely
it's 2 miles deep, which means you have to find caverns going deeper into it. With navigating that could take a while.
Right.
Why don't you give me a check, maybe a history check, to see how well you can remember the caverns, at least as they were many years ago.
12.
12. You I mean, you did spend a lot of time in those caverns. So I would say if you wanted to lead them all into the Underdark, I would say somewhere between probably 20 to 40 days it would probably
Okay.
take you.
Yeah, it'd take a hot minute.
That being said, we will be doing time skips in this campaign. So you will have downtime / time to practice things and work on feats or work on magic items and stuff like that. So those 20 days of travel can be put towards things. So it's not gonna slow down. Like we'll probably have something of a travel sequence, which I'll prepare for, but we'll do some time skips.
Okay.
All right. So we have at least 40 days of individual rations, which we could spread out immediately. If we also can rely somewhat on hunting and such, we can go a little further along. Do we have a general idea of how far away the port might be?
Can I try to make a history or intelligence check?
Yeah, those of you who feel like you would have spent time studying, see, Valanos doesn't really keep maps. It's one of the reasons you guys didn't find out a lot of rumors actually. But they don't have a lot of cartographers. Almost everything they do is just kind of localized. They've really come to thrive off of just them being them. And only in recent past years have begun to reach out to exterior powers. So that's not an area they are super experienced in. It is possible that Yorick in your travels would have come across some spaces, so you can make a check for this.
Okay.
August, you are smart girl, and have done a lot of reading at a prestigious academy. So I would say you can make a check for this. And also you've traveled a lot of that path, similar to Lucian. So yeah, overworld length to the southern kind of tip that you think they're talking about. Are you talking about specifically in relation to the monastery that they refer to, or just getting to the coast?
There was a port that we were going to as part of the caravan when we kind of happened to stop near this city for R&R. And then someone let slip that we were a slaver caravan.
Okay.
That's why we got arrested, so I might know. I just don't know where we are in relation to that point.
That port would probably be around 60 to 80 miles away from where you are right now.
So that's about a week, I think.
Yeah. About a week of travel. 7 days.
All right.
What did you want me to roll, Cal?
You can roll like a history check, something associated with maps.
Okay.
Grenadier is a very
as a heads
educated
up.
space. Yeah.
Yeah, just as a heads up, I just went through a travel calculator, and I'm sure that it changes with the snow and what have you, but a normal pace of 80 miles would be 4 days and 2 hours.
Yeah.
In D&D, we typically rule like 10 miles a day. Between
Yeah, this is
carrying
assuming
stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like what were you saying? Because I like 80 miles. I jumped to 8 days.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, this was just from, I'll give you the link, but it essentially just calculates the travel, assuming 8 hours per day of normal pace,
Mhm.
with the distance. And
Gotcha.
it said 4 days, 2 hours. But yeah, if you have a different one, then by all means use it. I just thought I would pull it out to try to save calculation time, but
Yeah.
I rolled a 16, Cal.
Okay. August, what'd you roll?
11.
11. Lucian,
For what? Sorry.
for maps, for figuring out that space.
18.
18. Okay. So yeah, Yorick and Lucian, if you're looking to go to the port, it would probably take you about 8 days of 8 days of travel. Approximately, provided there were no complications.
Well,
Hmm.
do we know how to get to the port? I guess easy enough. No easy way to get there, so I guess we're huffing it the whole way.
I'm
Listen.
sorry. Where are we planning to go?
I'm guessing it's that port that Mistress
And-
Vale was talking about with the slavers at it.
Oh, we're going on a slave ship.
No, but
Do you
acquiring.
have another ship that you have handy? Because we're taking suggestions.
No. I am not dealing with slavers.
No, we're not going on a slave ship. We're going on a ship out of the port, avoiding the slavers.
And what ship would that be?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
He needs
Haven't
to
been
stow
there in
away
a
on
while.
a ship once we find one. Get us out of this continent, I guess. Whatever this landmass is.
One problem at a time.
You seem hesitant. And Mahar looks towards Zunrith. Do you have another suggestion? Now is the time to make it heard.
Well, seeing... I guess I don't. Seeing as though... Yeah. Yes, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Alright, on a ship we go.
Alright. So, you all begin
Long
to make
rest
plans.
before we try to trek out, though.
Oh,
We
yeah.
need to rest before
Yep.
we trek out.
You'll get a long rest. And you have essentially 8 days of travel that we will start off with next session. Also, you are now level 3.
Yo! We're level 3!
Awesome.
So,
Nuts!
also, one thing I will be asking is, as you explore these 8 days of travel and possible further downtime, how do you train that subclass that you, or archetype that you are developing for those of you that are picking that now? So,
Yeah.
I'll message you.
yeah, well, and it'll be a role play element within the game. So, thank you all for watching, and we will see you all next week.
See y'all.
See you later.
Thank you.